Why, hello there, my fellow spelunkers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Farlanders, Episode 3, Martian Underground. Another thing I have to consider is water. I can hit this as a water source. It's kind of far away, but I could. Or I could hit this as a water source, but I would need to melt it with a terraforming set. This water is not too far away either, but it's also pretty decent farmland. However, no, it's about equidistant. It actually is a little closer than this tile, but it has better soil around it. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. No, I'm going to have to decide now. I'm going to go east for water, I think. As you can see, the plumbing alone is just very, very expensive. Because it has to be the high-capacity plumbing. Okay, oh, well, this is pointless. New terraforming set, and this terraforming set offers me water. So I can either continue my path for water, like I was going for, or make water closer. One of the advantages of making water closer is I can strategically plan out adjacent farmland. So, like, for instance, if I put water here, actually, here, I can have a whole bunch of farms stacked up on one another, which might be the best use for the water set. So that's what I'm going to do. Because this will be a 3x3 square of farms next to another 3x3 square of farms, meaning that the 6 farms in the center will have a huge adjacency bonus with one another. Mostly because I've already built and paid for most of the infrastructure out to this water well. So it makes sense to use the terraforming set to plan for slightly more distant futures rather than the immediate need for water. Because I have like 3 more turns of water before it becomes critical. So I'm going to miss this immigration wave. I didn't have the refined metals to build housing. You don't have to catch them all in order to win the scenario, though. The game gives you some leeway, so not everything needs to be perfect or min-maxed. So we're in the power and water positive. Water positive by a lot, so I'll cut the water by half. We're going to need a little bit more food. We have an immigration wave coming in 2 turns. So probably the best thing I can do is to save up to build housing, I think. But we do have a terraforming set, so what to do with this terraforming set? I could melt water for more pumping. I could... oh, you know what? This terraforming set would be great to clear... oh, it needs to be a mountain. Never mind. I misread that. I thought it was a hole. Probably this is the set I'm going to want, but I'm not sure where I want to put it yet. Oh, I know where to put it. Right here. That gives us access to the underground tunnel. That's perfect. Unfortunately, it nuked the anomaly, so I'm actually going to undo that turn. Because I don't want to terraform the anomaly away. That was a mistake. And I'm going to save this set. I'm going to hit save, and you can save the option of all 3 of them. I'll save it for the future once I analyze this rock anomaly. Because I don't want to destroy that just yet. So next turn, we'll get some more tech, and I'll be able to start scanning that anomaly. Because we'll hit the threshold of 30 people, which, if we check the colony info, gives us 10 research points. And you can start to see ahead of time, like, what you get now that we have further in the campaign. And I'll just jump the gun and build another greenhouse, because I know I'm going to need it. Robs, thank you for the resub, dude. Cheers. Welcome to Mars. Scouting. Done. We also have 7 more research points. So thinking about this, one of the side objectives is to terraform 4 times with a drill. And the drill is here, the ice drill. So unlocking the terraforming tools would be smart, because I know I'm going to need to use them a bunch in order to hit that optional objective. So I'm going to get that as well. The other objective is to set up a trade shuttle. So glass production to commerce might be a good one as well. Yeah, I'm actually going to do glass production and save up for commerce. Or next I'll get the drill, and then I'll get commerce. I would like to have a glass income sooner than later. Speaking of which, this terraforming set. I could melt this for future pumping water. Yeah, that's probably the only good move. Melting this for future pump water. I need to use this because my box that saves them is currently full. JT, John Shea and Declan, thank you for the resubs too. Hot damn, welcome to Mars. Alright, what else is going on? Have a bit of a water shortage, so I'll fully pump the water. Knowing that I'm going to treat... Oh, this has an anomaly in it too. Look at that. Knowing that I'm going to be pumping out this water, I don't have to care about these fertile soil tiles as well, because I'm not going to be farming on them. And then we have a bit of a food shortage, so trying to get the food up would be good. It also wants me to build a scanner. So the scanner will start to scan the terrain around you, revealing anomalies. But I'm going to ignore that, because I'm going to build the anomaly research camp instead. Right there. And these research camps can be placed on wastelands. And what they do is, after a few turns, they will analyze an anomaly adjacent to it and give you whatever the bonus is. So for some, it's electronics. For others, it's unknown. And in order to have these camps run, all you really need to do is run power to it. You don't need tubing or anything. So it's pretty easy to analyze anomalies as long as you have terrain access to them. It does require a little bit of workers. 2 workers apiece. Not a big cost. I have 2 turns before more people immigrate. It would be good if I built them houses. Also, sort of poorly planned this. If I was playing like a full campaign and not like this sort of short condensed one, I would probably make significant changes. What I failed to plan is my housing is right around my landing pad, which is a really bad design, because you want your housing kind of clustered and alone so that you can provide social services, and not have it like on top of your housing or on top of your landing pads, because then you can't cluster things together for the adjacency bonuses. But oh well. In this sort of shorter scenario, it's not going to matter. Alright, obviously, this was a no-brainer. This cleans up 2 map tiles, and it's 2 adjacent to the farm wastelands that I want to get rid of. So that's perfect. It also gives me the option to pump this water now that I have, you know, freer access to it. everything's in the positive. Next turn, people immigrate, so I'm not going to want to buy anything. But let's put some additional anomaly camps down, which cost electronics. Oh, the other thing I could do is to buy additional landing pads so that I can actually purchase things. Oh, you know what? Let's undo that turn. I apologize. I ran myself out of metals and I shouldn't have. I'm just going to put one of these camps down then. Another thing I'm going to want to destroy is these two mountains because they'll block the farm plots. This farm plot won't be productive. You do, later on in the game, get access to artificial light for your farms, but I'm not going to have access to that just yet. And then I'm going to follow the tutorial and put the scanner down. I'll put a scanner here. So that checkpoint is complete. And the scanner will, if we put the exploration layer on, it will slowly expand out to maybe like a dozen tiles in every direction, roughly. Or not even a dozen, like 8 tiles in every direction, and reveal the anomalies within that radius. Do I want to farm here later? Yes. So the scanner will increase the radius over time, but then once it maxes out, you just destroy them. They don't serve a purpose. So scanners, as well as anomaly camps, are temporary buildings. They're not permanent edifices as a result. That way I can place it here and not really have to worry about it. Because I'm going to be blowing it up probably far before I ever terraform that to be farmable. New trade opportunities. Well, I already have camps going for electronics, so I'm not going to worry about that. Actually, I'm not going to do any trade. Save my resources. There's going to be an integration wave in 3 turns, so maybe spend my metals building housing. Can I draw plumbing through solar panels? Sure can. Yep. Plumbing is underwater. So the rock anomaly that I analyzed provide me 4 Terratech. Now the anomaly's gone, and I'm going to blow up the camp that no longer serves a purpose, and then I'm going to go to my saved terraforming pattern and remove the wasteland there so that I have access to the passage, or get closer access to the passage. The new terraforming tech. I'll probably save this one too. This is going to be useful when these mountains get blown up, so I'm hoping to be able to get TNT to blow up those mountains as the next option. Also put in another landing pad. And I wouldn't mind... Oh, I don't have the electronics for the extra camp. So I'll get electronics once I analyze this debris. So I'm not going to worry about that just yet. Okay. The water anomaly gave me 5 research. Awesome. Here is an example of the exploration layer. So this is the scanner that I have, and how it is analyzing all of the tiles around it, revealing any anomalies, which there are none yet. And then once it hits maximum size, I'll just get rid of the facility. So I am a bit in the water negative. Be a good time to put yet another pump in, and then run plumbing. Already out of minerals, or metals. I have 5 houses for this immigration wave, not 10. But that's fine. My next big milestone is 60, so I don't need to max the immigration. Plus, I don't have capacity for additional greenhouses at the moment, so I don't want to necessarily expand my population anyway. Debris gave me 11 electronics. Perfect. We'll get this camp going. Any of these patterns useful? This one improves the terrain around the housing. Minimally useful. I could also fill in canyons around the new water hole, but like not necessarily canyons in the best spots. But that might be what I go anyway, just because you don't get a lot of options to fill in canyons. And then also I can use the save terraforming tech to improve 2 terrain tiles. Gaining tunnel access to these 2 fertile soils is a little annoying because the tunnel would have to be like all the way snaking around. So I might want to wait until this canyon is filled in. That's kind of a bottleneck. Immigration in 3 turns. But yeah, I'm out of resources, so. Hey, Genko, thank you for the resub. 9 months. Cheers. So here's an instance of the scanners coming up with stuff. So this scanner is now off. It has surveyed everything within its radius, so it's you know, destroyable or whatever. But there's an anomaly under this mountain, and there's an anomaly under this mountain. So if I had TNT, I could blow up either of those mountains to reveal the anomaly that they're hiding. That's sort of the long and short of scanning. I wouldn't mind running some additional anomaly camps. The power cables are going to be expensive, but we're most of the way there already. Ooh, look at this. That would be really good for the farm fields. That would have us back in the power positive. So I'm only using 2/3 of this terraforming pattern, but like, it's good enough. It's close enough, right? It solves our immediate problem of food deficit. And then I also want to add one more house. The immigration waves typically have been 10 people at a time, and I'm trying to hit 60. I'm at 45. So I want at least a house for 5 more people to catch 5 people in this immigration wave, and then ideally 10 in the next immigration wave to speed things up. Had a little bit of food, so we're almost breaking even on food now. And then with what little minerals I have left, working towards these anomaly camps. Now, if you're wondering, you can absolutely run multiple factories and multiple glass factories at a time. Is there a specific reason to wait with the research? No. No, I could have been using it. Yeah, let's actually use it. Let's get the drill tech, which is the optional side objective that I have access to. So I want 2 more houses in 3 turns. And there's the anomaly camps, and that's all of the anomalies that I currently have access to now. Tapped, which is good. Please, good terraform tech. Please, please, please. I could do this. That's probably my best bet. To slowly gaining access to these two farms here. We're going to need to fill in the canyons. So now there's only a wasteland blocking me. So, terraformation. We have the ground stabilizer. And this gradually turns wasteland into sand or sand into ground. And then we have the ice drill, which gradually melts permanent ice into water. So one of the objectives I have is to terraform 4 times with the drill. So I'm going to install a drill on this water node, or this ice node, just because it's part of my side objective. And then I'm going to put a ground stabilizer here, which is the wasteland that's blocking me access to these other 2 farm tiles. All right. And the ground stabilizers are also going to need water. Done. So we're at least breaking even with everything, and we're in the positive of everything but food. One thing I did not do, however, is to get the housing I wanted for the next immigration wave. So now all of my metals for this turn is going to be dedicated towards that. So that I can hit this checklist of 60 pop. So we'll get 60 pop next turn. Is there anything I can do this turn? What I can do is I can start to install the infrastructure that I'm going to want to be able to put hydroponics in the last 2 farm spots, here and here. So I'll just install that stuff ahead of time. All right, things that unlocked. Government subsidy, so I can take loans, or rather that I get subsidies for each colonist that I have, and I get more money if their morale's higher. Workers do get paid a salary. I can spend credits to buy terraforming sets, which is awesome. It's really, really important. More research, more food, more electronics. So taking a look up here. Oh, fine work thus far, Marco. It will behoove you to put some research into underground expansion next. Right, I'll need that tech if I want to start building elevators. Precisely. Great job so far, you two. I don't mean to crash the party, but since your colony's picking up, we need to start paying salaries. The good news is we get a subsidy for each colonist depending on the colony's happiness rating. And you can now buy terraforming sets too. I appreciate it. So up here, in this button here, I can hit this plus and shop for terraforming sets. And next turn, the terraforming sets are going to change because the trading proposals will be updated. So things that I have to say about this. Generally speaking, if the set's really small, it's also really expensive per tile. So for instance, this alters 4 map tiles for 3,000, and this this one alters 1 tile for 900. So if you can manage to use a really large tile set efficiently, that's probably going to serve you better than buying like 1 shovel at a time. And in fact, I'm going to want to buy this TNT. These 4 mountains here, perfectly TNT-able. It will free up an anomaly, and it will open up a lot of building area. So I'll buy it, and it gets imported next turn on one of the open lining pads. For the terraforming sets I currently have access to, it would be good if I opened up maybe even more farm arable land. That isn't a horrible spot. I actually like it. It's unfortunate that it's next to so much canyon, but it's I like it because I will immediately be able to fix the food deficit as soon as I get this plumbed. There. Food deficit fixed. So then the terraforming tech that I bought gets airdropped. It does take up a landing pad spot, so it's important to calculate that when you have immigrants coming. And then a huge amount of the anomaly camps just got done. So I got more electronics. I'm at 30 out of the 40 I require, so I'm very close to the amount of electronics. The drill finished, which means that this is liquid water, and it has an anomaly there, so I'm going to analyze that anomaly. The TNT came in. Boom. And another anomaly. Let's analyze that too. And then it's telling me, because there was new trade opportunities, that there's new things that I can buy and new terraforming tech. So these are a totally different subset of terraforming tech that I have access to. So taking a look at this, this water here, like, temporarily solved the problem of my food shortage. The next thing I'm probably going to have is a water shortage, but I have water right here, which is pretty easily convenient and accessible. So the things that I probably want to change most is either to fill in these canyons or to blow up these mountains. And I think probably blowing up the mountains. So you can filter your terraforming tech by looking what you're looking for. So in this case, like, this here has two TNT next to one another that I can afford, and a fire. But if I put the fire in the canyon, it won't really matter. If you check the encyclopedia and you check fire plus canyon equals no change. Right? Canyon plus burn equals canyon. So that's not going to harm anything by putting the fire tile in there. And that way I'm getting these mountains blown up for 900 apiece, which is not a terrible price. I also have a lot of tech in the tech tree to play with as well, which I'll be doing in just a second. Oh, look at here. I just randomly got another 2 TNT by chance. So this is the one I purchased. I'll just use it as well. And then here's one I was given for free. And I'm wondering if I can use this effectively somewhere. That's not terrible. It starts to terraform for these farms. It's not massively useful, though. Oh, no, I don't like that. Yeah, I guess this. Because I don't really have any mountains to blow up, and the other patterns have TNT. So there we go. Next turn, I get more immigrants. The checklist does not have me necessarily expand my population, so I'm not going to worry about that for now. Because as you're expanding your population will give you a lot more tech, and sometimes it's required by the scenario. But trying to support a really big population can be very difficult to do. So I don't unnecessarily expand my population if I can help it, so that it's just easier to support the colony. So the checklist right now is to research underground expansion technology and build an elevator. All right. Underground expansion, done. And to build an elevator. So the elevators get placed on top of these underground passages. And the elevator itself just requires more metals, but I'll be able to get that next turn. This requires reinforced power lines. Done. And now we have a subterranean elevator. At last, the underground. Now, try to find a rare metal deposit so we may construct an electronics fabricator. And don't forget that certain terraforming structures, such as drills, will assist in exploration. And use scanners. Without them, you are blind. Hope we can find something Leland sent us down here for. So, congratulations, you've reached the underground. You may find various resources in caves, including water, but transit water to the surface will require deep water pumping and water conveyor installed. So that is this tech here. So if we tap an underground water resource, we require additional technology to be able to pump that water up to the surface. So in terms of things that they just told me to do, one of the really important things is to, right at the start, is to get a scanner down here so that you know where the caverns are, so that you know how to expand. Because there is brownstone and sort of graystone, and the brownstone can be removed. The graystone is solid and like can't be removed. So you know, it helps to know like where you should start digging into the walls. Zero, thank you for the bits. And welcome to rejoin society after marathoning Starfield. I haven't myself played it at all. All right, we're in a bit of a power deficit. Fixed. And then more of the tech tree. So one of the other tech things is to install a trade shuttle module. So let's go ahead and unlock commerce. To get the trade shuttle module, which is here, I'm going to need more metals to install it. I know I'm kind of like in the way, but it requires more metals. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There we go. That's the good pattern. More founds. So once you have a trade shuttle, done. What this will allow you to do is to sell excess resources that you have to other colonies on Mars. Hey, you managed to get a trade shuttle. Great. Now you can sell resources for some extra money. The prices in inventory changes every 5 cycles, plus things that like Plus things like product demand and even weather can impact costs. It sounds just like the economy on Earth. If you take a look at the trading tree, we can sell water for 7 per unit. We can sell food for 48 per unit. We can sell metals at 17 per unit. We can sell, you know, glass, so on and so forth. Right now, we have a lot of food. We have not even enough capacity for food, so I'm going to sell 10 food for 480. Done. And then this shuttle here fills one of the landing pads, so I won't be able to use this landing pad for anything else. It fills this landing pad, and I can use this shuttle every turn. I would like to get another landing pad, though. So I'll buy this pattern to clear this wasteland for the landing pad. Well, actually, there's an alternative if I want to hold off on that. The other way to do it is a stabilizer, the terrain stabilizer. I could do that instead. Why not? A little cheaper, I think. I will need to tap... I wouldn't mind getting the anomaly under this mountain. So is there a TNT pattern that's cheap? I could buy this one. So the one on top requires there to be a hole adjacent, and there's a hole diagonally, but not adjacent to this, so I wouldn't be able to use this top pattern. This one creates a mountain adjacent to it, which is like, not great, but like, it's doable. However, in 2 turns, I get a new list of things I can buy, so I'm just going to wait for 2 turns instead. So the rock and water anomalies provided more resources. Awesome. I'll put a water pump there. So no more shortages. We do have more tech in the tech tree. We do get paid more stipend if people are happy. So I'm going to get efficient housing to be able to provide a community center once I can afford it. The other thing that I might want to think about is to start to refine glass, because we're needing more and more glass, especially if we're going to have nicer housing. So gaining access to this silicon deposit would be good. It's a tier 2. But worst case scenario, this one's fine. It's a tier 1. It has half as much glass potential. And for that, I would just need to clear this one wasteland. Let's say I want to do that sooner than later. I'll buy this pattern. And then it does mean that my landing pad will have a pattern come in, meaning that I won't have access to the immigration, but that's fine. I'll have free housing. And then this turn, I will sell some more food. So I have excess food. Alright, I like the random patterns I got too. They're going to be useful. Well, almost useful. So that opens up the path to get to the silicon deposit. Let's tap that. Boom. And I'm out of minerals. Oh, let's go ahead and just, like, buy minerals. I'll buy 15. And that will help with the glass production. And then this pattern here. You know what? I could have gone to this up there with clearing up this wasteland. Yeah, let's undo that. I'll just change my mind. I'm glad to have the undo at times. I'll go to here. That might be closer. I'll still probably want to buy the minerals to be able to fund it so I can get it a little bit faster, but, you know, I have the money. And we'll sell a lot of food this turn. So seeing that I'm, like, exporting a lot of food, after this turn, stockpiling it up might be nice. And then the game is... Oh. Yes. Alright. I made a little mistake, but that's fine. It's correctable. It wants me to research the rare metal extraction technology, but I don't have enough tech points for it. So probably way to do that is to research anomalies to be able to gain access to it again. So taking a look at the Down Under, this gives you a little indication of what's around. I think the scanner is at max size now. So there's another cavern up in this way, and it would be good if I started drilling this way. There is also a whole different set of terraforming for underground. Underground has its own unique terraforming to surface terraforming. It's similar, but the effects are a bit different. Like trying to make bedrock requires you to burn stalagmites, for instance. Also in this case, the pattern that I bought is really not useful any longer. Oh, that's not true. I can rotate it like that. Fill in that hole and fertilize that soil. It still helps. Thank you for watching Farlanders, which originally streamed live on Twitch September 5th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community, Rhadamant.com or the description of this video have a link to Discord. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I'll catch you in the next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Martians.